we're going to take a look at grading a FRQ from the 2017 AP Stats test, problem number 2. This is about filling cups that are supposed to be for water at the soda machine. You're not supposed to do that. So this particular problem, when we start looking at it, it says for part A, construct and interpret a 95% confidence interval, okay? And they give us a lot of words right there. And to create a confidence interval, the first thing that I'm looking for are the conditions, all right? So the conditions are, all right, independence. I would say, let's see, the cups are independent of each other. Okay, my person doesn't have that, all right, so that gives us an X. The manager selected a random sample, all right, so that is a check. You have to make sure that you say, it'd be better if it says the problem states that the manager selected a random sample. That would be a little bit better, okay. We're also looking at the 10% condition. Now my person right here is one way some teachers teach this. 10 times that sample size has to be less than the population. They're trying to get that 10% across. They got credit for this, but in our class we would have said, let's see, we have 80 cups is less than 10% of all cups filled. All right, so I know that in this particular case, we're have it a little bit differently. And then the last thing right here is going to be the suck fail. Remember, a suck fail is a condition that we're checking for to be able to have normality. It has to be a big enough sample to be able to have normality. Okay, so one thing that I'm looking for is, they forgot the hats on top right here. Okay. It needs to be NP hat is greater than or equal to 10 and NQ hat is greater than or equal to 10. Then you're going to show substitution. You're going to get an answer. Make sure you check to see if it's greater than 10. Same thing with NQ hat, okay? And so you check that. If you have done that, all right, give yourself a check for doing the NP hat greater or equal to 10 and another check for NQ hat greater than or equal to 10. So one for this part right here and one for this part right here. Okay? You can decide how that's going to look in terms of if you forgot the hats. So remember, on one prop Z intervals, the whole goal is to find out where is the P. You don't know P. Okay? The only thing you know is P hat, and then you can use 1 minus P hat to get Q hat. All right? So the next thing that we're looking for after that, okay, is the since statement. All right? And the since statement right here, all right, since all conditions are met, I'm going to be able to use a 1 proportion Z interval. Okay, that's where in our class it would be done. But my person did it right up there. All right, so I am going to give them a check for that particular part. All right, so for this particular section, there are 6 different checks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My person got 5 out of the 6. All right. I'm doing this in chunks. So the next thing that we're going to take a look at is the mechanics for this particular problem. So what do I need to see to get full credit on the mechanics? One thing that I'm going to need to see is the P hat value. The P hat value is going to be equal to 23 over 80, which is equal to 0.2875. I'm looking around. I see that they knew what it is right up here, okay, but I'm not going to give them credit for that. Sorry about that. On the low end of the interval, remember, you do this since we've named the interval, you can do a direct copy off your calculator. The low end is 0.188. The high end is 0.386 something, okay? So there are, in the mechanics part, there's 3 different things that we're checking for. And now let's go to the interpretation, all right? It does say construct and interpret it. When you do an interval, automatically interpret, okay? So I am 95% confident, okay? My next check is going to be the true population proportion, okay? Did you say true population proportion? Give yourself a check for that. Now, The next one right here, to get the context point, I need for you to make sure that you copied exactly what it said in the problem. Okay? Of all customers who, having asked for a water cup when placing an order, will fill the cup with a soft drink from the beverage fountain. Okay? They nearly have it all, but I'm not going to give them credit because I want to use words from problem exactly. Okay, so learn your lesson on that. And then we have is between, okay, 0.18832 and 0.38668. They do get checked for that. If they change it to 18.83% and 38.6%, they would also get the check mark for that particular part. So for that second part of part A, there is another 6 checks right there. 3 from the mechanics and 3 from the conclusion. Okay, my person, okay, ended up getting 4 out of the 6. They missed the P hat, and I want a direct copy. Okay, sort of like you're plagiarizing just a bit, copying and pasting the words. So the more you change their words, the more you might change the meaning, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, now for part B. Part B is a transformation problem. They are going to tell you that each cup it fills with soft drink costs the restaurant 25 cents, and in a month 3,000 customers ask for them, but unfortunately they make a bad choice. Okay, so they say for that month of June, okay, find that confidence interval that after using the one in part A for the interval estimating the cost to the restaurant, right? The interval that we're looking for, all right, is right here, 141.24 to 290.01. So if you write it as an interval, 141.24, comma, 290.01, you get a check for the low end and a check for the high end. Okay? Now there's one more thing. How did you get those numbers? The AP wants to have work that you've shown to be able to get those numbers. All it is a transformation. You're going to go to your original interval that you got in part A. You multiply by 25 cents, multiply by 3,000. You do it to the top number and the bottom number, and that's where these numbers come from. So there has to be some work shown to get credit, even though you probably could do it in your head or quickly on your calculator. You're going to at least need to show your work. Okay, so this is worth 3 points. My person got 3 out of 3. All right, so in this particular problem, there are 15 different check marks that we're looking for. So it's going to be out of 15. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 and 3 is 12. Okay, my person got 12 out of 15. Nice and clear. And that ends the check mark grading for this particular question.